Okay, tonight I'm making spaghetti and meat sauce, and it's my frying pan. It's my spaghetti pot with built-in strainer, and I got the water going in there already. And so, yeah, this is what I'm going to use, and I've got all my ingredients here. Okay, and I'm going to make something real quick. Alright, so I've got my sharp knife. I got my couple of onions here that I want to cut off. Okay. I got my sink right next to my cutting area so that I can use it for my trash. Okay. So I slice these onions in half, and I give the first layer a peel off because the first layer is always tough. Okay. Cutting there. And in half again. And here we are. There you have your onions all sliced in half. Now, I'm just going to cut them a few times here. Okay. Medium-sized pieces right into the frying pan. Alright. 2 more to go. And straight into the frying pan from here. Oh yeah, you can hear that oil sizzling. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to take is a green pepper here. I've got a whole green pepper. And pull that out. Not the prettiest green pepper in the world, but not bad. And I just slice this right around the top here. Real quick, like, you know, because I got to take the center out. You know, some people poke their thumb around it instead of cutting it. Me, I like to cut it. And I give it a couple shots here. Get all the seeds out. No seeds in there. No seeds at all. Okay. Slice it right down the center. Down the center again. Just give it a quick chop up here. Okay. Turn it. I'm going to get it about nice little squares. I guess that's what you call dice or something. Okay, and make sure when you're cutting, you keep your fingers curled up so that you don't slice through your fingertips. Nice, really sharp. Goes through everything like butter. Okay, turn it sideways and push it together and give it a quick dice. Just like that. Almost done. Let me split like that, okay? So now I'm just going to grab this up, and I'm going to throw that in the frying pan. Alright. Real quickly. Put your excess garbage over there. Alright. So now I've got that frying up in my frying pan. Okay? Going to give it a couple quick tosses around here. See, it's already starting to brown up. That's what I want to happen. Okay. Now I've got my little container here of extra lean beef. Just going to tear into that sucker. Okay. And pick it up. I'm just going to crumble it right over here. You know, make sure your hands are really clean when you're doing anything cooking. You know, just crumble it all over. Alright? You can just throw it in the pan and break it up. Just let me get my hands a bit clean here. Okay? Move my garbage out of the way. Now, I just crush this in right around everything here. Now, I haven't put any spices or anything into this at this point. All I have is my green peppers, and I have my onions, and I have my ground beef starting to go here now. I'll break this up a little bit more here, move it around, get everything cooking just so. My pot of water here is boiling up really nice. You hear that all sizzling up good here. Stir it up. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my sea salt again here. Just get a little dash of sea salt. And I'm going to put some seasoning salt in there. Okay. Good helping of garlic powder. I always take the lid off for this stuff because I like to use lots of it. And again, some chili powder. Now you'll notice in a lot of my recipes I'll use a lot of the same stuff, but because of other things like, one recipe I'll use beef broth, and the next one I'll use tomato sauce. So there is a lot of difference in flavors. Okay, but there are a lot of bases to my flavors. Now, this is Italian seasoning, and I'm using a lot more of this now. There we go. And now that I've got it basically seasoned up, let's throw a little bit of pepper in here now. Where did I put my pepper? Here we go. Yeah, helping pepper in there. Stir it up some more. As I go, I'm going to break the chunks up because I want this to be pretty fine pieces of meat here when it's fried. Okay, and it's starting to look pretty darn good. Make sure that meat's all broken up really good. Because it's a meat sauce, you don't want it to be like chunks or anything. Okay. And you toss everything around together, of course. Make sure you get around the sides. Get everything cooking. Find the little pink pieces, break them up. They cook really fast when they're broken up small. And just keep moving this like you're doing a stir fry, okay? Just fast and furious. Now you can see that it's actually mostly browned up now, and most of the pieces are small, and you'll find a couple of other pieces that aren't quite small. The onions are starting to become clear, and that's just how I want it. And at this point now, you'll see that I'm going to add some other things. Now, something you won't see in too many Italian restaurants, I'm going to use some soy sauce in here. Good portion of that. Okay? Throw some soy sauce in. Alright? Now, I make a lot of sauce, okay? And when I put this in, when I've got my spaghetti to the point where my spaghetti's soft, I like to soak my sauce into my spaghetti. And basically, I leave the heat off. Now, I've got my Worcestershire sauce here. I put a lot of Worcestershire sauce. This stuff adds really good flavor. There we go. Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to not stir it yet, but I'm going to throw in about 6 shakes of Frank's Red Hot sauce. You won't really taste the heat from that. What you're going to taste is just flavor, and it's cayenne pepper that's in that. Okay. Oh, does that ever smell good? Now it's got a bit of juice in the bottom of my pan now. You can see it bubbling away there. Okay. That's pretty much cooked. Now, I've got my garlic, and I'm going to throw some garlic in there. Just let me grab a fork. Put some garlic in, and when I say put some garlic in, I mean like put half a jar. Okay, there we go. Good half a jar. This is just a little jar of garlic. Let's put just a little more. That's because I love my garlic. You can never tell I love my garlic by the way I use so much garlic. Okay, so that's all going together quite well. Now, what I have here is I have some spaghetti sauce, and I've got some tomato sauce, and I've got some diced tomatoes, and I've got a can of sweet roasted red peppers. Okay, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to let the juice flow right out of this can, or jar I mean, okay? And I'm going to let the peppers fall right out. Okay, so there's my peppers. They're right out. Okay, so now I'm going to just take these, I tear these down with my hands, okay? And just break them up, basically making them into a million little pieces. You know, you don't have to do anything special with these. I like it rough, and I like it, yeah, I like it rough, and I like it to be chunky. That about sums it up. So here we go. Now see all the juices in there? That's starting to boil up. Okay, and these are coming down. You can slice these up with your knife. I think it's more fun to get messy. Okay. This is how Big Daddy likes to do it here. Just tear it up, throw it in. You know, don't let that get too hot or you're going to burn your fingers when you go to rip that one up. Okay, so it's all over the place here. Woo, that steam's hot. Nelly. Okay, let's just finish tearing this up real quick here. Look at that. Oh, these peppers, they really add some nice flavor. They're not hot at all. Like I said, they're sweet red peppers. Okay, so they get going really good. You can buy your own peppers and roast them up on the barbecue, or do them in the inside of your oven if you want. Okay, so now I've got those in there. Got my green peppers, my onions, my spices, my sauce, my various sauces I like to use. Now see how that's nice and chunky like that? That's the way I like to see it, right? Okay, nice and chunky. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take my diced tomatoes now, okay? Juice and all, right into the pan. Alright, there we go. Some tomato sauce. Again, right in the pan. And I should say I've been cooking this on high temperature the whole time, but now I'm going to knock this down to about medium, okay? Because this is going to bubble up. It's going to splash all over me, and it's never any fun getting that up your arm. Okay, so I just need a little bit of water here. I don't mind if I get lots of liquid in my tomato sauce, so I put a little water in the jar, and that way I can get almost everything out of the jar. And in this jar here, I can use this for future to make my gravy, like you've seen me do for making my stew. Okay, I just stir this up gently, of course, because I don't want to splash this over the edge. Okay, just keep stirring. Oh yeah, that smells and looks delicious. You know, stewed tomatoes, sweet red peppers. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so that's basically my tomato sauce done. Okay, so that can just sit there like that on medium heat now for a few minutes. Okay, so now it's time to get my pasta in the pot here. Alright, so what you're going to have to do, I guess, is going to have to take the lid off of there. Now you get your pasta, and I like to break it. Break it in half, okay? So I'm going to do that with both of these boxes. Break it right in half. Okay, because you know I don't like it really long. Yep. Pour that straight into here, into my pasta pot. There we go. Set the lid back on it, and that'll do its own magic, alright? Make sure you keep stirring this. And make sure that you don't burn this to the bottom of the pan, which is pretty hard to do, but trust me, it can happen. But it's going to taste good no matter what you do to it at this point. So now we just wait for the pasta to be ready. Okay, so now then, here's what you're going to see. I've taken the pasta off the stove and I've placed it into the sink here. And I'm just going to drain the excess water out. It's very handy. It's in this strainer dish here. Okay, it's pretty simple. Now just set that here on a plate. Take this pasta water and dump it straight down the drain. Alright, just let that flow right down the drain real nice. Okay, set that back in there. Take your pasta strainer, turn it right upside down. Let all your pasta go. Sometimes you gotta give it a little attitude adjustment to get it to move. Okay, in this case I got a few pieces hanging right in the center here. Right off the sides. Now, this isn't perfectly cooked, which is fine. Okay, because what I do with this is I take it, dump my sauce right into it, okay? So now I've got it in the pan there. I've got my sauce over here on the stove. I'm going to bring this over top of the sink. That way if I make any mistakes, the mistakes are all going to go right in the sink. Okay? There's my pasta sauce. Now, that's heavy, so you got to be careful. Use your proper strong arm. Hold on to this pot, and you just pour it straight in then. See, now I'm just letting this fall right on top of all that yummy pasta, and I'm using brown pasta. I like whole wheat pasta. Okay, that's the best. A lot of people, I think, are afraid to use it, but I think once you've ate it a couple times, or eaten it, I guess, then you will not want to not eat it, because it is so good. It's also way better for you. Now I just stir this around in here like this, see? And I mix it all up with the pasta. And this is the reason why I don't cook my pasta 100% all the way through. Okay, so I've only cooked my pasta for 4 or 5 minutes at the most in that hot water, and it is very, I'd say 3/4 cooked. Okay, and as you can see, it does bend quite easily and stuff. So, like, it's not brittle or anything, but it's by far not cooked 100%. But most of the starch has come off the flour in the water, and I like to put it in like this. Basically like that now, and I'm going to put the lid on this, and I'm going to just set it on a burner on the stove and leave the stove turned off, and we're going to stir it about once every 15 minutes, and we'll do that probably 3 times. In 45 minutes this is still going to be piping hot in here. We're going to serve it up, and it's going to be amazing. Okay? Okay, so this is the final result, and it's going to be delicious, and I hope you all enjoy watching it. I'll just put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on that, and chow down. And I'll see you on the next video. Have a good night.